Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. A beautiful woman being approached and having sex with men are two different things. They're two different things. And reason why I'm talking about this was actually inspired by a question I had on my Patreon, because I was talking about beautiful women being lonely, and somebody commented, and I don't have nothing against the comment. It was a good comment. He was thinking that was a contradiction, because I've seen that before. Plenty of men thinking just because a woman's beautiful and she getting all these guys approaching her, she must have a high count. Bullshit. Just because a woman is approached by different men and a whole bunch of men, she can have a low count. In fact, that's what I've said. And the reason why I've said that is very beautiful women can be picky as hell. They don't have to deal with every guy. Because if you really look at women who are the most receptive, they are receptive to different men because they really ain't getting approached that much. Really, an average at best woman will probably have a higher sex count than a very beautiful woman. And that's even if they even approach the beautiful woman. Now, I don't care how many guys want her. I don't care how many guys want her. I don't care how many guys approach her. Because she has so many, she can be pickier. I want y'all to think about it. In fact, put it like this. How many of y'all watching this video have approached a beautiful woman, and how many have you gotten? And that's y'all who will bother to approach. How many of those beautiful women have you gotten? If they so damn easy, how come you haven't gotten them? Let's just be real with it. No, women like that are pickier because they have a big thing. And that's even if they even like men, because as I was thinking about that, I know three women I've worked with. They straight lesbians. Lipstick lesbians, real pretty. Had guys trying to get at them. They were lesbians. They weren't trying to get at them. I remember this woman I worked with on one of my 1,000 jobs. It was at one of the gyms I worked at. I don't know how many times some guy will follow her into the gym. I mean, I'd had to check the guys. They be coming in, they be following her in, and I would have to check the guys. Because she worked at the gym, so I would be like, hold up, you can't just come in. One dude just walked right past me. I'm working at the front desk. I happen to know the dude. I said, hold up, man, you can't just be walking past me like that. And she was picky as hell. I remember my co-parent. Before we got married, way back in the day, she was still in her 20s and stuff. And she still be getting a lot of attention because of her booty, and she in her 50s. But that's another conversation. But these guys, I remember one time, right? Went over a place. Now she got me some food, some biscuits and gravy. Some chicken biscuits and gravy. Mainly the biscuits and gravy, like some real biscuits and gravy. I was eating that, and she was like, "Oh, these guys were checking her out." And she was looking good, butt hanging out all there. Man, shoot, even somebody like J-Lo would look at her and be like, "Damn." She had one of those booties on her. She had a butt dunk on her. And she told me this one time, and she counted the dudes too. She said these 6 dudes tried to they were driving, trying to holler at her, everything. And I was like, show me how you walking, as I'm eating those that biscuits, gravy and chicken. And I was like, yeah, just go ahead and walk. Oh, yeah. Because Mom had to get the food first before we did any further work. But that was one of the things, though. See, here's the thing with very beautiful women. When I say very beautiful women, I would say at least a 7. At least a 7 and up. At least. When you get women like that, really go to the 8 to 10s. Yeah, they can get some guys approach them. Yeah, if they have social media, guys going to, that don't mean they're going to get with the guys sexually. They don't have to. Think about it. Just think about it. If a woman, first of all, if a woman is very beautiful, she's in that 8 to 10 range, right? Even though I ain't big on numbers, she's very beautiful, consistently beautiful. Like most men who going to see her, they beautiful. They going to be hollering at her from the time she walk out her door. That don't mean she going to sleep with her. That just mean they going to approach her. Because, surprise, surprise, women be rejecting men who approach them. Just because all these guys approach her don't mean she's going to be receptive to them. And like I said, I knew 3 very, very beautiful women who are lipstick lesbians. And then you got some very beautiful women, they just happen to be loyal. And then no matter how many guys approach them, or even in the age of social media, hit them up in their inbox, that don't mean they're going to be receptive to them. A woman is, because first of all, look, here's the psychology with a beautiful woman. She got more men that she can choose from, so she can be pickier. Whatever her physical type is, or if she one of those women who's going for the money, she gonna be picky as hell. Like, say you get a woman, hypothetically, who just all about money. First of all, unless that guy look like he got money, she gonna ignore him. I still remember this time when I was driving. I'll never forget this time. I was driving home from work, one of my jobs again, and there was this attractive woman. She was driving a red convertible, and there was a car behind her. Let's just say the car was a hoopty, had 4 guys in it. A guy in the back seat was trying to wave to her. She ignored it. Because one thing with beautiful women, they don't have to deal with it. If you want to talk about women with high counts, it's more likely, at best, that woman who might be slightly above average, at best. But most of them are average. If you really look at the women who legitimately got high counts, they don't look like all that. At best, they might be able to fix up some. They might be adjustables. They might be a normal 5, might be able to adjust to a 7, at best. And the reason they have to be receptive, because that's their only game. See, understand something. When you're dealing with a woman, her only real game is the pussy. She got to be receptive. She ain't going to be... she's not going to be approached that much. But when you get a beautiful woman, she's, like I said, she being approached as soon as she get out the house. She go to the bus stop being approached. She walking down the street being approached. She on her job. You got dudes on the job trying to get to her. When a woman got that many men, that don't mean she's having sex with each one of them. Like I said, to even start this off, how many guys have approached beautiful women and they getting them? How many guys can say they getting every single beautiful woman they consider beautiful, like approaching them, or even going to a club or something, asking them to dance or whatever? How many guys can honestly say every single beautiful woman is receptive to them? Well, just like they're rejecting you, they can reject plenty of guys. In fact, what you got out here, you get some women, they get off on rejecting a man. On that show that keeps on, the gift I call the gift that keep on giving, the balloon pop show. Let's just be real. Some of the women going on that show specifically to reject a man. And those ain't even like drop dead gorgeous women. But the bottom line is those drop dead gorgeous women, those 8 to 10s, whatever, yeah, they can get approached. That don't mean they having sex with the guys. Just because. I mean, come on. Like I said, look at it in your own case. Are you getting every single woman that you approaching? Well, what makes you think this other woman is? And like I said, they can be picky as hell. Like if they want to be those money women, those women looking for a man with money, shoot, that's all they're gonna be receptive to. See, women who got a high count generally are receptive. They have to be receptive. That might be the only play they get. You get some of those women who are the most receptive, they are seriously. When I think about freaks, straight up freaks, hoish women, they ain't know all that. Maybe at best, above average at best. But they ain't drop dead gorgeous. Because they have to be receptive. If a guy try to talk to them, they got to talk to him. They can't talk to every single guy. Please. They ain't going to try to talk to every single guy. And in this age of social media, they might slide in I don't care who the woman is. No telling how many guys have slid her in her inbox. So you telling me 500 men have slid in a woman's inbox, she going to try to sleep with every one of them, or even most of them, or even any of them, really. She don't have to. She don't have to deal with that. That's the thing you got to understand. It's a big difference. Just because she approached don't mean shit. That just means she get approached. That means she got more options. But psychologically, if somebody got more options with anything, they only going to take the best options. Now, for instance, say if you get this woman, she approached 20 times a day, and I'm saying that at a minimum. She only going to take the best men, if at all. She always, first of all, psychologically, she always going to think I can always get something. And in fact, that's why a lot of those women will be lonely. Yeah, they being approached, but they ain't going to talk to every guy. And let's be real. Every guy that approaches them, he ain't going to be all that. They going to get a bunch of stuff. I remember my cousin, may she rest in peace, very attractive. If they had IG around back in the 80s, please, she had a big thing. Because she was 5'9", very beautiful and everything, right? But guys used to say shit to her, and then they try to talk some trash, and she'd be like, well, why'd you say anything anyway? She was not receptive to guys talking to her just randomly. She wasn't receptive at all. And that's the thing. When you get those very beautiful women, yeah, they can be approached, but are they receptive? And that's the key word. See, if you talk about receptive women, the receptive women are usually the more, at best, above, like they might be above average. Like say, if you say they normally might be rated a 5, right? Or a 6. They got to be more receptive because they not going to get 20 men to approach them a day. They be good if they get one man to approach them in a day. So they're going to be more receptive to that man. That's the key. That's the key thing. And see, a woman has to be receptive in order for a man to have sex with her. That's why a lot of times, see, one of the mistakes guys make is they think, oh, well, this woman's real beautiful. She got a high count. No, she just, well, a lot of women, a lot of guys like her. A lot of men will like her. But what that mean? That don't mean she doing anything with them. They checking her out. Because I've known plenty of highly attractive women. And they usually get annoyed by a lot of the guys. And like I said twice already, I've known some women who are lipstick lesbians. They ain't want guys approaching them at all. You know? But guys were still going to approach them and stuff, but that didn't mean anything. I remember working on this job, this one lesbian, she was approached by this dude, and this dude was trying to holler at her no matter what. And I never forget what she said. Say, Rom, get your boy. she was like, Rom, get your boy. I ain't trying to get with him. I ain't down for guys. And I never forget that, how she said that too. She said, Rom, get your boy. You know? Because you can approach the woman, yeah, you can, yeah, and they get approached, but that don't mean they trying to get with every guy. Like I said, they can be picky because they got a better choice. When you got more of a choice, you can be picky. It's like if you like one of those more top tier men who can get all this attention from women. You ain't gonna fuck no ugly woman. You gonna be picky. You ain't gonna fuck an ugly one. You ain't gonna fuck anyone who's going to be like whatever. She can smile at you. Like any guy who's truly select, he's probably getting plenty. He'll get plenty of women. Plenty of women who going to be trying to holler and all that friendly and all that smiling. But because he got so many women, he's only gonna go for the best in her in his eyes. So that's a beautiful woman. That's how she thinking in her eyes. That's how she thinking in her eyes. Yeah, I was about to jump into that earlier. Anyway, that's the thing. That's the thing. So yeah, she might be approached by 20 guys a day, but she might just be in a serious relationship with just one of the guys. Because that's all she want. That's all she want. And trust me, I've known quite a few. That counts with low. Like I knew one real sexy. She was more on the sexy side. But she only liked a certain type of guy. She only liked a certain type of guy. And the other guys be trying to holler, she be like, whatever. And like I said, my co-parent, shoot, even to this day be getting guys, I remember, shoot, they be trying to holler. Hell, I tried to holler one time, I ain't recognize, I saw her from a distance. I was like, God damn. I saw the butt. Walked up and was like, oh, that's you, okay. Yay. But they picky. They're picky because approach don't mean all the. You know what? I'm quite sure dudes wish that's all they had to do was approach. Nah, the women ain't. Nah, the women picky. It ain't that simple. I know some would probably say, yeah, I wish it was that simple. Nah, it ain't that simple. It ain't that simple. Just because you approach a woman don't mean she going to like be receptive to it. You can approach all you want. In fact, that's why you got some of these player type of guys, they'll approach 100 women in a day. They don't get 100. In fact, they'll see it as good if they get, 5 of them. That might be a great day for them. That might be a great time. Like in a month, if they approach 100 women, if they get 5 of them, they like cheering. Them 95 women rejected them, and they probably all weren't like super beautiful. Approach and actual sex don't mean the same thing. And it seemed like common sense, but apparently it don't, because some guys were like, oh, she real beautiful. She probably got a high count. Based on what, motherfucker? Shit, think. Just because she approached all the time. The only way you can tell if a woman might have a high count, and I'm saying might, because like I've said before, if they tell you, you ain't gonna like the number. If you ask, they might lie. So whatever. The only way you can tell is how receptive a woman is. Like if you're around a woman and she's smiling with all these guys, or receptive to them, okay, it might be a problem. Might be a problem. If she's receptive. But she gotta be receptive. Because you got, like, especially with a lot of beautiful women, some of them can be very defensive. No matter how beautiful they are. Shit, some of them be walking like they leave me alone. But, some guys see that face, or they see the progression. The big old breastises. You want a face card, the breastises, hey. Snatch waist. Big butt dunk. Nice hips, big thighs, save lives. They might see all that and shit, but shoot, they can be defensive as shit. Yeah, they getting approached. And I've known some very beautiful women. They would get approached all the time. But they weren't down for every guy that was trying to holler at them. See, I always remember that it's two different things. See, that key thing, if you trying to talk to a woman or you trying to wonder if she down, how receptive is she? Like, which women will talk to a guy if they talk to him? And I'm going to tell you what, it's very rare it's a very beautiful one. Because like I keep saying, they can be picky. They don't have to talk to, because whatever, even if they looking for a man, they ain't going to talk to every man. They ain't going to be physically attracted to every man that tries to talk to them. You know? They're not going to be physically attracted. They're not going to want them. They're going to be sitting back kind of chilling. You know? And that's the key thing to understand. That's the key thing. You know? So it's two different things. So just because when you see that beautiful woman, in fact, sometimes just being cool, because even when these women are approached, a lot of guys might do some dumb shit. They might be like coming with some lines or doing all that or doing some stuff or not speaking up. They ain't approaching well. Even then, even if a guy approaches and he's kind of cool, calm, whatever, she still might not be receptive because you don't know what her thing is. I'm going to say it the fourth time. I've known three lipstick lesbians. You know? And then I've known a few others that already had boyfriends. You know? You could approach that woman, she got a boyfriend. She ain't going to fuck you. Shoot. Engaged or something. Like one I knew, very, like I said, she looked like a life-size Barbie. She was about to get married. And she stayed to herself. Now, if different guys approach her, it'd been like, whatever. I want y'all to think about that. Anyway, you know, that's all I got for the weekend. You know, if y'all want to get deeper on anything, definitely check out my Patreon. That's where Ron really gets raw with it. Check out my Patreon. Damn, that's a nice Jeep. I might get a Jeep one day. Anyway, check that out. Check out my Patreon. You know, on Saturdays, I'll be doing my Sovereign Man videos. Definitely check them out. Definitely. Let me shout out Brother Mo. He definitely likes my Sovereign Man videos. You know, my inspirational stuff on Sundays. But, yeah. But just always understand, I don't care how many men approach a woman. Is she receptive? And she might not be. That's the key thing. Now, if she gets approached by 20 men and she's receptive to all 20 men, she might. And notice I use the word she might be on that freak shit. She might have a high count. But the key thing ain't the men who approach it. The key thing is how receptive is she. All right? And I want y'all to really think about what I pointed out when I first started this video. If these women are so easy, think about how many like drop dead gorgeous women have been receptive to you if you approached them. How many? All right? I want you to think about that. And if even just one rejected you, think about some other one. And let's just be real. Most dudes being rejected by some beautiful women any damn way. All right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. And I get back with y'all with a car video on Monday. But, you know, I do my usual stuff. You know, my sit-down videos and everything. You know, I recorded them not Monday. I recorded them Tuesday. I always record them a week early. So, whatever. So, anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.